Shalom. This is tape 2, and the topic is the truth about your church / Temple of Baal, because that's what it is. Okay, so we had left off last at in the book of Tehillim, which is the book of Psalms. Okay, and I was just letting everyone know, who basically requested, they requested this, I mean, these are church people who requested this. And it got me surprised. But now, I just want to read something, real quick. I want to clarify something that somebody had left me a little message, while I took a break. And I said, to the person, look at tape number 2 and I will address what you asked me about. And I'm going to address it right now. So we're going to go to Shemot, the book of Shemot, which is Exodus, chapter 3, and we're going to go to verse 14. Okay? Now, the title above verse 13 says, "What is his name? If you know, tell it." Okay, for those who don't know, in the original Yashayahu scrolls, which you might call Isaiah, the 4-letter tetragrammaton was there, which is the Yod, the He, the Wah, and the He. Okay? So some of these so-called Israelite groups saying that the created name is not what it's supposed to be. They trying to say it's Yahya and his son named Yeshaya. Some try to say Yahweh. The Jews say, Adonai, and you Christians call him Lord, or God. But all of those names, other than Yah, which is short for the Yod, the He, the What, and the He, because you can find that in the Hebrew, But the word Yahweh is not a Hebrew name. Okay? So that don't exist. They ain't got nothing to do with us. That's just something that somebody done throw in there to try to keep the original name from us. Because it tells you in the book of Acts chapter 4 verse 12, it says, nor is there salvation in any other. It says, for there is no other name given, right? From heaven above and earth below to men by which we must be saved. Okay? Let me say that again. Nor is there salvation in any other. For there is no other name given, to men, from heaven by which we must be saved. So, if you don't know the Creator name, your prayers is not being answered. If you don't know His Son's name, because when you say a prayer, you must wrap it up in His Son's name. If you don't know His Son's name, something's wrong with you, because the Son said, look for me not within my Father, but look for my Father within me. It says, the way through my Father is through me. You cannot go to my Father unless you come through me. You see what I'm saying? And He said, anything that you ask in my Father's name, I will do it. So, trust me, you ain't been caught. You haven't been reaching Him, because you definitely ain't reaching Him with the name Jesus. You are sadly mistaken. That is not His name. And the Creator name is not no Yahya. It ain't no Yahweh. It ain't no Lord, you know what I'm saying? Although anywhere you see the 4-letter L-O-R-D, they replace the yo, the hey, the what, and the hey with that. Let me show you something. And it's right here in your book, in your commentary, but you don't even see it. Because you don't read. You see down here? Okay. You see it right there? The yo, the hey, the what and the hey, the YHWH. You see that right there? That is the original text. That is what, anywhere you see the capital Lord, that is what's supposed to be there. You see at the top here, the capital Lord. That's not supposed to be there. That is what's supposed to be there. Okay? The yo, the hey, the what and the hey. Because there ain't no J's in the Hebrew alphabet, so you Jehovah, you can forget rid of that. Okay? Please. Yahweh, get rid of that too. Lord, get rid of that too. That is not the created name. So now, somebody asked me to address this. So I wrote down some things right quick. Okay, so now, dig this. Now the creator, you see what I'm saying, it is called the Elyon. You don't even know what that means. It's an adjective, though. You don't even know what it means. The Elyon. You don't know what that means. I ain't about to tell you. Okay, so this is what I wrote down. I said the name Yahweh is best known for, you see what I'm saying, for, you know what I'm saying, it was best known from that, what they have in here in chapter 3, verse 14, where it says, and Elohim said to Moses, you know what I'm saying, tell him, I am who I am. He says, you know what I'm saying, he said, thus you shall say to them, the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. That is not what it said. Because listen to me real good. It says Yahweh is best known, you know what I'm saying, from the I am, you know what I'm saying, inter-reaction, you see what I'm saying, or interaction, right, with Moses, you see what I'm saying, the word, you know what I'm saying, he is. Okay? And it says, comes from the Hebrew root word, haya, which means to be. Okay? So, what do they mean here? Let me say that again. Yahweh is best known from the I am. Okay? Now, it's interaction, right, with Moses, you know what I'm saying, the word, you know what I'm saying, he is. And the word he is, you see, it interacts with that. And the word he is comes from the Hebrew root word haya, which means, you see what I'm saying, to be. That's all that is. Okay, so wherever you see the word, you see what I'm saying, I am, you see what I'm saying, basically all that means is higher in Hebrew. That's not no name. See, in Hebrew, in the Hebrew culture, Hebrew alphabet, you got to understand what is the first, second, and third person. Okay? So you're not going to present someone, you know what I'm saying, to someone as a verb, right? Although you don't even know what a verb or adverb is. Do you know what a byword is? That's what you're being called now, African American. It tells you that in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 37. It says, you will become an astonishment. You know what I'm saying? An adverb and a byword. See? You don't even know what that is. Okay, so now, listen. So this is what the Jews came up with. They came up with the word Adonai. Well, you know, it's plural for, you know what I'm saying, Adam, right? And that equals Lord, Master, Owner, Father, and God, G-O-D. And that all derives from one word, which is Baal. B-A-A-L equals Lord. So if you think I'm lying, look up the word, go to your computer and put in the word put in the letters B-A-A-L and hit the search button and you tell me what comes up. Okay? It sure won't be Jesus. Okay, so now, look at the word Yahweh. You You see what I'm saying? The word Yahweh first came on the scene, you know what I'm saying, as a supreme male, you know what I'm saying, divinely, you see what I'm saying, of the Canaanites. Okay, that's where that comes from. The Canaanites. They ain't got nothing to do with the 12 tribes of Israel. Not original Hebrew Israelite, and they ain't no word. Yahweh is not a Hebrew word. So back in the days, you had this guy's brother named Yahweh ben Yahweh. I don't know who the hell that was, because that is not a Hebrew name. That is the reason why he fell. You see what I'm saying? Because you call yourself doing something in the name of the Creator. No, you can't. You got to be careful what you do, you know what I'm saying, in the name of the Creator. You got to be careful. Okay? That's why he said, he do not dwell in places made by the hands of man. So a church is made by the hands of man. The temple is made by the hands of man. The mosque is made by the hands of man. A synagogue of Satan, definitely made by the hands of man. He don't dwell in none of those places. So whoever spirit you think is in there, it ain't his. Because he said to you, he don't dwell. I'm gonna give you some more information about that not dwelling. Okay, so now, let me go ahead on and give it to that young fella, raw and uncut. Okay, now, it says, I am who I am. That is not what it says. Now, this is a Tanakh, okay, right? This is written in Hebrew. Well, no, I'm not even going to say that. It's written in Hebrew, and, you know, they got some Masoretic text in here. You see what I'm saying? Because it was published by the Jewish Publishing Company. You see what I'm saying? Now, but there's words in here that they could not translate. Okay? So it's in here. Now, I'm going to go to the same verse in the same chapter that's in this book. I'm going to go in here. And by the way, this opens from right to left, because that's the way you write Hebrew. So in here, we're going to go to Shamat. We're going to go to Shamat. Okay, because this, you know, that's what it is in here. You know, in there is Exodus. And here is Shamat in the Torah. The book of Shamat. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to Shamat. Okay, here we go. We're going to go to Shamat, chapter 3, and we're going to start off at verse 13 in here. Now, in here, like I said, I'm going to read it here first. It says, chapter 13, it says, Then Moses said to Elohim, Indeed, it says, When I come to the children of Israel, and I say to them that the Elohim of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, Who and what is his name? What shall I say to them? And Elohim said to Moshe, Tell him I am who I am. And he said, Thus this is what you shall say to them. The children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. That ain't what it says. Let me tell you what it says right here. And it's still in its original text, you see? In Hebrew, you see it right there? Okay. Alright. You see something there that you can't pronounce, right? Okay. This is what it says. I'm just going to do 14. It says, the Elohim, and Elohim said to Moshe, he said, Ihayah, Asher Ihawah. Ihayah Asher Ihawah. Ihayah Asher Ihawah. And he continued thus, you know, to say to the Israelites, Ihayah, you know, says, sent me to you. Ihayah Asher Ihawah. That's what he said to them. I don't care what Jew, what so-called black Israelite or black Hebrew, whatever. That is what he said. Because see, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I speak fluent Hebrew. I understand it. I read it. I write it. You see what I'm saying? I comprehend it, and I know the grammar. That is all it could have said. It can't say anything else. Because that's how you get to create a name. His name ain't no Yahweh. No, that's not even Hebrew. This is how he got his name. His name is the Yod, the Hey, the Wa, and the Hey, which is the 4-letter tetragrammaton. But you have to learn how to pronounce it. And he gave it to you, just like I gave it to you now. He said, tell him, Ihaya, Asher Ihawah, meaning, Ihaya, you take the Ya out of Ihaya. Asher Ihawah, you take the Wa out of Ihawah. You put the Ya with the Wa, and that is the Creator's sacred name. His name is Yahweh. Yahweh, which is the El Elyon, Yahweh. Okay? That is his sacred name. The Yo, the He, the Wah, and the Hey. Yahweh. Yahweh. That's all it can say in Hebrew. Okay, not no Yahweh, not no Adonai, not no Ahaya. Ahaya in Hebrew only means, you know what I'm saying, I will be. That's all that means, a to be. Or he is, or he will be. That's what that means. No, that is not it. That's not his name. Okay, and Yah for short. But Yahweh, no. That's not a Hebrew name. So throw that out your mind. And throw that out, Ahaya, Asher, Haya, Asher, Haya, and throw that out your mind too. And definitely throw out Yeshaya, all of that mess. His name is Yahweh. Okay, and they knew his name long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So don't think they didn't know his name. Because it tells you in Genesis chapter 4, verse 26, it says, Adam and Eve, third son, Seth, had a son, and his name was Enos. And then he said, man started to call on the name of the Creator. So how can they call on the name of Creator if they did not know his name? So if that rules, you know what I'm saying, any one of y'all talking about the Masoretic text, listen to me. They knew his name before any Jew or whatever stepped foot on this earth. You know, because Seth was the second generation on earth. Okay? So if he knew it, his father knew it. Alright, now, that's enough for that. I hope, the gentleman that asked me, I hope you got it clear, or crystal clear. Or you can look it up wherever you want to. But that is how he got his name. Ihaya Asher Ihawah. Ihayah Asher Ihawah. That's it. You can put that in your pipe and smoke it for all I care. Now, to add more insult to your injury, the reason why I said, you see what I'm saying, the man you incorrectly called Jesus' name could not have been Jesus, because listen, the letter J did not come into existence until the year 1617. Okay? Now, the way I know, and I can prove it, because in the late 1500s, early 1600s, a Catholic monk decided to experiment with the letter I, and he decided to put a hook in it. And thus, that's how the letter J came into existence or manifestation. But it was not made law into the English language into the year 1617. That's why, if you go to Barnes & Noble and get you an original King James Version, which is one of the first, which is the first Bible written, so-called translated in, they tried to translate it into English. You see what I'm saying? But there's one and two very important things that in here. It has the original Apocrypha in here, the 18 hidden books, as well as it does not possess the letter J. Okay? Because like I said, in 1611, the letter J was not in the English alphabet. It did not derive there until the year 1617. That's why in the year 1611, the letter J did not exist in this book. Don't believe me? Go to the Home Depot. Go to the Barnes & Noble and ask for a King James 1611 edition, which is 400-year anniversary, and you look in it and tell me if you see a J. Now, let's move on. Let's move on to those people that talk about, you know what I'm saying, that Yahshua, the man you incorrectly called Jesus, came to save the world. Okay, let's see. Right now. Let's see who he came to save. And who he came to show how to get back to the new Jerusalem and access back to the tree of life. Because like I said, when the Creator created Adam, he did not create him to die. He created him to live forever. That's why the Creator, you see what I'm saying, came up with, on Judgment Day, everybody gonna be stand. They're gonna stand. They're gonna be judged not on their faith, on their works. You know what I'm saying? And if their name is in the book of life, he's gonna say, "Job well done, my son and my daughter. I grant you access to the new Jerusalem and access back to the tree of life." But everybody gonna get everlasting life. If your name is in the book of life, you get the everlasting life in the kingdom. But if your name not, you're going to get everlasting life. But the only flip side is going to be in the everlasting life in a lake of fire. With brimstone. So you figured out, Jack Lee Preacher be there. He'll be the first one there. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? For lying to the people. Because it says not only the non-believers going to be outside the gate, the adulterers, the murderers, the killers, the liars, the thieves, that your pastor fall right in that category, the homos, the lesbians, you know what I'm saying? Fornicators, the adulterers, the adulterers. There's a difference between idolatry and adulterer. Idolater is one who worship idols like you do, the cross and all that stuff. And adulterer is the one like you cheat on your wife and she cheat on you. That's what that is. So now let's see who the one you call Jesus came to save. Okay. See, I don't even have to use that name, who you call Jesus. I know what his real name is. His name is Yahshua HaMashiach. But I was just giving you some respect until I make you cry. Okay, now, you said, you see what I'm saying, that he came to save the world. Okay, I said he came to save his people, us. Okay, we the lost sheep. Now, to prove it to you, dig this. Let's go to Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. And this is what it says. It says, Matthew chapter 1, verse 21. It says, "And she will bring forth a son, and you shall call his name." They got here Jesus. Listen to me. Like I said, when he was born, the English language did not exist. Christianity did not exist. And the New Testament did not exist. So it couldn't have been his name. And the angel Gabriel definitely would not have said this. He would be speaking Hebrew. That's what Yahshua's mother Miriam, her name ain't Mary, Miriam, that's what she understood, as well as his father Yusuf, which you try to call Joseph. So this is what he told her. He said, "You will have a son, and you will call his name Yahshua." See, the symbolic to the Creator. The Creator name is Yahweh, Yah for short, and his son name is Yahshua, meaning Yah is salvation, or short Yahshua, which means Yah save, because it says, "For he will save his people from their sins." don't say the world, his people. Now let's see who his people is. Let's go to the same book, Matthew's. Let's go right here to chapter 10. Matthew's chapter 10, verse 5. Listen very carefully. It says, these 12 Yahshua sent out and commanded them, saying, do not go into the ways of the Gentiles. Don't go nowhere near them. The Gentiles are the Europeans. It says, and do not enter the city of the Samaritan. The Samaritan is where the Jews, when they was in the Caucasus Mountains on all floors, like, you know, where they used to show us movies about the caveman back 10,000 BC? Absolutely not. They can't think back that far. You see what I'm saying? They was in the Caucasus Mountains, you see what I'm saying, during the 3rd and the 4th century. Because during the time they was battling for power of Christianity and Islam. You see what I'm saying? And the Byzantine Empire. So what happened is that they did not want to, they was getting bad down on by the Christians, and they was getting bad down on by Islam, the Muslim. They did not want to accept Christianity, and they damn sure didn't want to accept Islam. So what they did is to please the masses, they went and had the Samaritans come, and the Samaritans had something called Tamoism, Judaism, and that is what they accepted. Okay, so far as them trying to be, you know, saying a rich, you know, one of the chosen and a Hebrew Israelite, there's no way. Just like they converted to that, you cannot convert into the 12 tribes of Israel. You can't do that. I'm going to show you right now. Okay, let's go to First Chronicles. Chronicles is Chronicles. Chronicles. Okay, and let's go to First Chronicles chapter 9, and let's read verse 1. So listen to what it says. It says, so all Yisrael was recorded by genealogy. You know what I'm saying? And indeed, they were inscribed in the book of the kings of Yisrael. That's it right there. The only way that you can be a part of the 12 tribes of Yisrael and the chosen people, it has to be in your genes. And it is in our genes, because the so-called Africans knew they was not selling their own people into slavery. You know why? Because they spoke their tribal language and we spoke Hebrew. We are the ones that fled, you see what I'm saying, persecution in 70 AD from the Romans. Because Yahshua is the one that warned us. And we're going to get to that in a few minutes. Okay, so now, let me read it again. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. It says, these 12 Yahshua sent out and commanded them, saying, do not go into the ways of the Gentiles. And it says, do not enter into the city of the Samaritan. Verse 6, it says, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yisrael, and as you go, you know what I'm saying, teaching, you know what I'm saying, the kingdom of the Shemayim is at hand. The kingdom of the heavens is at hand. So there it is. He said, do not go near the Gentiles, and do not step foot into Sin City, which is the city of the Samaritans. Okay? So now, let's see who else is his people. So right now, you know who his people is. The lost sheep, right? Okay, dig this. Matthew chapter 15, and we're going to start off at 23, right? It's a lady was trying to get him to help her daughter. She was demonized. She said she had a whole lot of demons in her. But this is what Yahshua said. He said, but he answered her not a word. He didn't even answer. And his disciples came and urged him, saying, send her away, for she cries out after us. But Yahshua didn't. Then he said, but he answered and says, he said, I was not sent here except to the lost sheep of the house of Yisrael. That is so deep. This is what he said again. He said, but he said, I was not sent, you see, except here to the lost sheep of the house of Yisrael. So that's who he came to show us how to get back to his Father. And the way he showed us, You see what I'm saying? It's easy. He said you have to have faith. He said faith will help you obtain your salvation. But you're a human being, and you can get your name in the book of life right here and now. Don't mean you're going to stay there, because you're subject to fall. You see what I'm saying? You might live 20, 30 years from now. You don't know what's going to happen. You might have a tragedy. You might wind up become the crackhead. But what can reassure you that you will not fall is doing the work. Okay? Faith is how you obtain salvation. Being obedient to the laws, statutes, and commandments help you maintain your salvation. That's that simple. You know what I'm saying? Because it is not. Excuse me. Excuse me a second. I have to put the charger in here to make sure, you know what I'm saying, it's okay. Okay? So now, give me a second. Okay, we back. Alright? So now you know that, you know what I'm saying, who are the chosen people and who the man you incorrectly called Jesus came to save. Okay? So let's stay in Matthew's. Let's go to Matthew's 24, okay? Okay, Matthew's 24. See, right here, this shows you who, you know what I'm saying, who was in Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying, because see what it was 12 tribes. Solomon was getting ready to die, and he decided to leave his son, you know what I'm saying, Rohamband, you see what I'm saying, the kingship. But, you see what I'm saying, the northern tribes did not, 9 of the tribes did not like that. So what they did is they left and they went north, and they kept the name Yisrael. So Rohamband, you know what I'm saying, and the 3 tribes that was left, which was the Yahudah, the Benjamin and Levi, they stayed south and they kept the name Yahudah. Okay? So what happened is, after a while, the northern tribe got taken into captivity by the Assyrians. You see what I'm saying? And it was during the time of King Oshay, and the king of Assyria name was Salmanasseh. You see what I'm saying? And what they did is they took them into captivity. They took them over the river into Assyria. They was only there 3 years though, because they started to take counsel amongst each other, and they started building boats, and they got the heck out of there. They escaped at night through the Euphrates, the low part of the Euphrates. They went up north, you see what I'm saying, and they made their way out into the Atlantic. But what they did is they kept going up north. They went all the way up north, and then they went across the Atlantic where the water was, you know what I'm saying, not too rough. And the Creator helped them out. You know what I'm saying? He slew down the waves until they crossed over. And it says it took them almost 1.5 years to get here. Right? And it says, when they got here, no mankind has ever dwelt. So when they got here to the so-called Americas, which is called Asarat, hidden land, no man has ever dwelt here. And they stayed here, and it tells you inside the Apocrypha, you know what I'm saying, Apocrypha book, 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 39 to 45. In here. Apocrypha. See? 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, okay? And we're going to, is 39 to 45. It tells you how they escaped. You know what I'm saying? The so-called lost tribes, the northern tribe. Okay? And they got here, by canoe. So those were all the Indian tribes. Now we know how, you see what I'm saying, the last three tribes that was left in Jerusalem got here, right? You don't know? We got here through the transatlantic slave trade. Because where I'm going right now, the man you incorrectly called Jesus, he warned us, about the destruction and destitute. He said, when you started seeing the occupation of the Roman army, he said, flee to the mountains, to the Atlas Mountains. He said, if you in the fields, don't come back to get none. If you're on the rooftop, please don't come down. And let me read what he said. Okay, Matthew chapter 24. We're gonna go from 15, to 26. All right, and this is what Yahshua was telling us. He said, we're going to start off 24 verse 15. It says, therefore, when you see the abomination and the desolation spoken, of in Daniel's, the prophet standing, in the holy place, it says, whoever reads, let him understand. It says, then let him, who was in Yahudah flee to the mountains. It says, let him who is on the rooftop not come down to take anything out the house. It says, and let him who is in the field not go back for his clothes. It says, but woe to those who are pregnant and to those who are nursing babies. He said, and pray that their flight may not be in the winter or during the Sabbath. It says, for then there will be a great tribulation such as has not been seen, the beginning of the world until this time. Nor, it says, no, nor ever shall be. It says, and unless those, days were shortened, it says, no flesh would be saved. But, for the elect, that's us, the three elect that was left there. It says, for the elect, sake, those days will be shortened. It says, then if anyone says to you, look here, here is Christ. He said, he said, look here, here's Christ. Or there, he said, do not believe him. He said, for false Christs and false prophets will arise and show great signs and wonders, so as to deceive, if possible, the elite, which is us. It says, 25, it says, I see, it says, see, I have told you beforehand. Therefore, if they say to you, look, he is in the desert, do not go. Or look, he is, in the inner room, do not believe them. So he was telling us to get up out of there. And that was in 70 A.D. when we fled. So the last three tribes when we fled into the Atlas Mountains. Now, a lot of us got caught. You see what I'm saying? A lot of us got caught and they got killed. But they took up like 300,000 of us back to Rome. Okay. And out of the 300,000, they made at least 10,000 of us gladiators. Okay, because this went on for years. So they would kill one or two a day. That was their recreation. What they did is they taught us how to fight gladiators, and then they used to fix us up, and they used to give us inadequate weapons. And of course, the Roman had superior weapons. And then they get you to the point where they got you down, and then Caesar would stand up with his fist like this, and either if he do like this, that means you live. If he do this, you dead. And he did more of this than he did of that. And then after that, they would feed your body to the wild beasts, so the tigers and the lions and stuff they used to keep down there. Okay, so that's what happened. We was the gladiators. So I don't know what you thought. You see what I'm saying? Now, the about 1 million of us flee to the mountains. You see what I'm saying? Now, we went all the way up north towards North Africa, which is called, Carnage at the time. They didn't accept us. So what we did is we migrated closer towards the west. You know what I'm saying? And then when we got there, 4 countries accepted us with open arms. So we thought. But we didn't know that they had a diabolical scheme. because at the time, you see what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, they Islam was bearing down on them. See, the Muslims at one time had us in slavery for a long time because we refused to convert to Islam. Okay, so now when we got to the West Coast, 4 countries, like I said, welcomed us with open arms. The name of the countries was Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Ghana. So we thought. And after a while, what they did is they took crafty counsel against us, and they started to sell us to the European, the Gentiles, and the Gentiles are the ones that brought us across the Atlantic, you see what I'm saying, to Jamestown, Virginia, and whatnot. And the name of the first ship that crossed over there that went to, see, slavery was going on since 1450. You see what I'm saying? Portugal, Spain, even Britain, all of them had slaves. You see what I'm saying? But now, it went on from 1450 to 1874, I believe. Okay? And for us in America, slavery is not abolished. And I'm gonna read that for you in a few minutes for all you that think slavery is gone. You better wake up. These people getting ready to try to do something to you, put chips in you. It tells you in the scripture, Revelation chapter 13, about, you know what I'm saying, the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? Put something in your hand or in your head. You better wake up. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. They're gonna have to murder me. That's it. They're gonna have to kill me. That's it. I ain't killing myself because I can't ask for forgiveness. So they're gonna have to do it. Hey, you know, I'm gonna have to do what I got to do. You ain't putting nothing in me. Okay, I might put something in you, some lead, but you ain't putting nothing in me. Okay, so dig this. So now what happened is, after a while, they started to gather us up, and then they would speak to us. And when we spoke back, you know what I'm saying, in a different language, which was Hebrew, they knew that we was not their people. So then they sold us into slavery. Okay? And that's how we got over here, the last 3 tribes that was left in Jerusalem. You see what I'm saying? And that's the tribe of Yahudah, which is so-called African Americans, the tribe of Benjamin, which is the Jamaicans, the Trinidadians, and the West Indians, and the tribe of Levi, which is the Haitians. That's it. The other 9 tribes got here on their own, with the help of the Creator. Okay? So now, that's what happened. 70 A.D. Okay, so now, let me address this, because we is about finished. You know what I'm saying? Listen, the Creator do not dwell, you see what I'm saying, in houses, churches, temples made by the hands of man. So first of all, the priesthood is done away with, and the temple was destroyed. You know what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. So that's why nobody should be standing in front of you preaching, let alone collecting tithes, because the only reason why tithes was put in manifestation from the beginning is because out of the 12 tribes of Israel, all the tribes got a allotment or a portion of the land except the tribe of Levi. They was the ones who was commissioned to do the ministry and the work in the temple. So they had to eat. So the Creator is the one that said the other 11 tribes would take care of them. And it was 3 times a week. 3 times a year. Right? It says in Deuteronomy 16:16, it says 3 times a year, all you males must bring to the place that the Creator chose to set his name, which we know and understand is Yerushalayim. He said, at the feast of unleavened bread, at the feast of weeks, and at the feast of tabernacle of booth, and no one should come empty-handed. It says, and every man should give according to his blessing that the Creator had given to them. Okay, so the key is all you male. So back then, a woman was not allowed to pay tithes. So how is she paying tithes today when the tithes has been done away with? Because the temple is destroyed and there's no more priesthood. The only people on this earth right now is who are direct descendants of Moses and his brother Aaron, that can claim, you see what I'm saying, anything as a priesthood is the Haitians, who are the Levites. And they still do priesthood, but they using it for evil because they do voodoo. That's the only people on this earth that are direct descendants of Moses and his brother Aharon. And add more insult to your injury, the only way that you could be... See, any Levite could have been a priest, but the only way that you could be a high priest, you had to be from the direct loins of Moses' brother Aaron. Right here. Okay? Alright, so now, let's move on. Okay? Let's see what's up with this rapture that they talk about in the church. Okay, let's go to Luke. Let's go to Luke chapter 17 right quick. Talk about this rapture. These people something else. Okay, we're going to go to chapter 17, and we're going to start off at verse 28. Okay, you ready? Chapter 17, verse 28. No, we're going to start off at 26. Okay, Luke chapter 17, verse 26. It says, and as it was in the days of Noah, it says, so it will be in the days of the Son of Man. You see, if they ate, they drank, they married wives, you know what I'm saying, they were given marriage, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to the day of the flood, when Noah entered the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. It says, likewise, it was also in the days of Lot. You know, remember Lot, Abram's nephew? It says that they ate, they drank, you know what I'm saying, they brought, they sold, they plant, they build. It says, but on the day, you see what I'm saying, that Lot went out of Sodom, you know what I'm saying, it rained fire and brimstone from, you know what I'm saying, from heaven and destroyed them all. Even so, it be, you know what I'm saying, in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. It says, in that day, he, you know what I'm saying, who is on the rooftop, you see what I'm saying, and his goods are in the house, let him not come down to take it away. It says, and likewise, you know what I'm saying, the ones who are in the field, you know what I'm saying, let him not turn back. It said, remember Lot's wife? You see what I'm saying? And remember Lot's wife, when he told everybody, when we leave out of this evil town, Solomon and Gomorrah, he said, no one should look back. He said, if anyone look back, just look back, you see what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, in shame for them, you will be turned into a pillow of salt. So that is what happened to Lot's wife. You see what I'm saying? It says, whoever seeks to save his life will lose it. And it says, whoever loses his life, you know what I'm saying, will preserve it. It says, I tell you in the night, there will be two men in one bed. One will be taken and the other one will be left. Two women will be grinding together. You see what I'm saying? One will be taken, one will be left. Two men will be in the fields. One will be taken, one will be left. You know what I'm saying? And they answered, you see what I'm saying, and said to him, he said, where, you know what I'm saying, Creator, where would they be? He said, so he said to them, he said, wherever the bodies is, there will be the eagle, you know what I'm saying, and the eagles would be there to gather together. Let me read that again. 37, it says, and they answered and said to him, where, Creator? You see what I'm saying? Yeah, where, Yahweh? It says, so he said to them, wherever the body is, there the eagle will be gathered together. So, for all you people that think you're going to get raptured, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to get killed. Okay? And you don't believe me? Okay? It says wherever the eagle is, you know what I'm saying, wherever the bodies of the eagles would be there to gather, what they going to be there to gather for? Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's go to Revelation chapter 19, and we're going to start off at verse 17. Revelation chapter 19, verse 17. This is for all the ones that was taken. And you remember it says that wherever the bodies is, the eagle will be there gathering. Okay, this is what they're going to be gathering for. Okay? These are the people who are going to get raptured. Okay. Revelation chapter 19, verse 17. It says, Then I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried out with a loud voice, saying, to all the birds, that fly in the midst of the heavens, come and gather together for the supper of the great Elohim. It says that you may eat the flesh of kings, the flesh of captains, the flesh of mighty men, the flesh of horses, and those who sit on them, the flesh of all people, free and slave. You see what I'm saying? Both small and great. It says, I saw the beast, the king of the earth, with their army gathered together to make war against him who sat on the horse, and against his army. It said, then the beast was captured, and with his false prophets, who worked, signs in, his presence, by which he deceived those who received the mark of the beast and those who worship, his image. These two were cast alive into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone, and the rest were killed, with the sword, which proceeded, from the mouth of him, and who sat on the horses, and all the birds, of the sky were filled with their flesh. So that is what's going to happen to you people that get raptured, because you ain't going up into no heaven nowhere. You don't believe me? Okay. You said you think you're going to get raptured up into heaven, right? Okay. Here we go. Skip on up to chapter 21 in Revelations, and listen to this. Revelation chapter 21, it says, a new heaven and a new earth are created. That should tell you something. Verse 1, it says, I saw a new Shemaiah and a new heaven. Let me read the way it is. I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. And it says, also, there was no more sea. Let me say that again. It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also, there was no more sea. Now, it says, New Jerusalem descending. Descending means coming down. Ascending means going up. Okay, verse 2. It says, then I, Yochanan, which is John, saw, a holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven, from Elohim, prepared as a bride endured for her husband. And I heard a loud voice from heaven say, behold, the tabernacle of Elohim is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and Elohim himself will be with them and be their Elohim. It says, and Elohim will wipe away every tear, from their eyes, and they shall be no more death, no more sorrow, no more crying, and there shall be no more pain, for the former things had passed away. Okay? So, and they're not talking about you no way. Okay? Because you think you saved. And this is for all you people who think y'all saved. Listen to this. Stay in Revelation chapter 20. Let's start off at verse 11. This is for all you people who saved. It's impossible for you to be saved, if not unless you did this already. Here we go. Revelation chapter 20, verse 11. It says, then I saw a great white throne, and him who sat on it. And it says, whose face the earth and the heaven had fled away, and there was found no place in them. And I saw the dead, small and great, standing before Elohim, and a book was opened. And another book was opened, which was called the Book of Life. And the dead, were judged according to their works, by the things which was written in the Book of Life. And it says, and the sea gave up the dead that was in it, and the death of the Hades delivered up the dead who were in them. It says, and they were judged according to their works. And it says, then death and Hades was cast into the lake of fire, which is a second death. And it says, and anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So there's no way that you can be saved on earth. The only way you will know you saved is when you die and the Creator called you to stand. You see what I'm saying? And he say to you whether or not, he say, your name is in the book of life. I grant you everlasting life in the kingdom. And he said, good. It's a job well done, my son or my daughter. That, until that time comes, that is when you will know you are saved. Because he might say, your name is not in the book of life. I grant you everlasting life. But he ain't going to be everlasting life in the kingdom. It's going to be everlasting life in the lake of fire. So you better stop telling people that you saved. Once saved, what you saying, once saved, always saved. So that means when the new, you see what I'm saying, when three parts of the tribulation, the beginning, the end, the middle, and the end, it says when the tribulation ends, then the new kingdom will begin. Right? Now, once the new kingdom begins, hey, you ain't got no choice. If you're not doing the right thing, you can forget it. And you're not doing the right thing in church. Because first of all, the Creator do not dwell in places made by men's hands. Okay? Let me read that to you again. You see what I'm saying? Real quick. Let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews 9:11 first. 9:11. You don't know nothing about that, right? Hebrews chapter 9:11. We're going to read 9:11 and we're going to read 9:24. So here we go. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 11. It says, I'm going to read it how it says it. It says, but Christ came as high priest, you know what I'm saying, of the good things to come. It says, with a greater, more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is not of this creation. Let me say that again. Hebrews chapter 9 verse 11, it says, but Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is not of this creation. See? So that's what I'm saying. Anything that's made by the hands of man, church, that ain't of this creation. I don't know what y'all doing. Y'all done set up your own priesthood. But it's going to fall, though. Okay, now, let's go to verse 24. It says, for Christ has not entered the holy place made with hands. It says, which are copies of the truth. It says, but unto heaven itself. It says, now to appear in the presence of Elohim for us. So there it is right there. It says, for Christ has not entered the holy place made with hands, which are copies of the truth. Hey, man, I don't know what else to tell you. But let me just tell you this before you go. Okay? Okay. Revelation chapter 22, verse 19 and verse 18 and verse 19. This is going to happen to you, okay, if you do this. Revelation 22, verse 18. It says, for I testify to anyone that hears the words of this prophecy in this book. If anyone add to these things, Elohim will add to him the plagues that was written in this book. Remember the plagues that was dropped on Egypt? It's going to get dropped on you if you add something. And it says, if you take anything away, you see what I'm saying? It says, if you take anything away from the word of prophecy of this book, Elohim shall take your name out of the book of life from the holy city, you know, and from the things that was written in the book of life. If that happens, you're going straight to the lake of fire. So you are adding things here anyway, because you celebrate Christmas, New Year's, and January and Easter, which you cannot prove neither one of them scripturally. Okay? So I hope I answer your questions to all you Christians. Until next time, be safe, read for yourself, and stop listening and giving your money to these jackleg preachers. Shalom.